couldn't have thought that. You know, I know you've been behind the walls, but you know 50 didn't fool with Ross. Why would you think it'd be a good idea to get in the pictures and start getting close to me? He said, remember 50 paid you a couple dollars? Did 50 make your son a millionaire? Then you come home to the, you know what I'm saying? Because 50 made put your life on TV and had your son playing you. You gonna do this. Even Lil Meech mad at you. Oh, but you messed his name up. 50 to cut y'all, everybody tired to you to cut the one.
Are you sure I'm performing at the Big Meech party? Yeah, I'm performing. I gave Big Meech my word, you know, that I was gonna perform, and I give a man my word, that's my word. You know, I don't know what's going on, you know, I can't just pull away from not performing over something, you know, they got going on with him and 50 and all this going on.
Yeah, spoke out and said he not boycott. He said he gave his word to 50. He's going to show up.
Yeah. I saw that. They pick and choose. You know, not that I'm saying, Meech is a snitch or anything like that. But man, they pick and choose who they want to put the snitch jacket on and who they want it to apply to. So that's why I say, man, all that.
Listen up. Just when it seemed like the drama between 50 Cent and Big Meech couldn't possibly get any wilder, 50 just took it to a whole new level. Now he's dragging Boosie into the fire, calling him out for betrayal, and it's turning ugly fast. Word is, Boosie's now being hit with the same snitch label that's been circling Big Meech. So what really went down, and why is 50 putting Boosie on blast like this? Grab your popcorn, because this one's messy. Apparently, 50 has officially cut Boosie off after old clips resurfaced showing Boosie hyping up his performance at Big Meech's Welcome Home concert. But that wasn't even the wildest part. More clips show Boosie throwing shots at 50, saying that if he were Lil Meech, he'd tell 50 to F off. That one comment was enough to light 50's fuse, and you already know he doesn't let things slide easy. Now, 50's been going at Boosie from every direction, while still doubling down on his claims that Big Meech is a rat. And if there's one thing everyone knows about 50, it's that once he feels betrayed, there's no coming back. He'll clown you, expose you, and move on like you never existed. What's wild is, Boosie's always been the type to stand firm against people he thought were snitches. Just remember how he called out Rollo. So when it came to Big Meech, fans expected Boosie to keep that same energy, but instead he defended him, saying he hadn't seen any paperwork proving that Meech ever snitched on anyone. Man, this whole thing had people giving Boosie the ultimate side-eye, cause he basically just proved Charleston White right. Let's not forget, the last time Boosie even thought T.I. might have been working with the feds, he instantly canceled their joint album, No Hesitation. He made it crystal clear he had a strict, no snitching policy, no matter who it was. But now, it's looking like that tough talk might have only applied to certain folks. Boosie tried to clear things up fast, denying rumors that he got paid to perform at Big Meech's concert. In his own words, he said, "No, I'm not doing no show for free. Y'all think I would charge someone who just came home? Y'all just think I'm heartless." But people weren't buying it. 50 Cent's crew and fans came swinging, accusing Boosie of being selective, calling out some alleged rats while protecting others. The internet went crazy over it. And if you've been following the tension between 50 and Big Meech, you already know 50's been calling Meech out for weeks. He even took things up a notch with a now-deleted Instagram post that sent social media into chaos. 50 posted a picture of a huge rat with a caption that said, "I think I'm Big Meech," and people lost it. It was clearly a double jab, one at Big Meech and the other aimed at Rick Ross, since that line came straight from Ross's BMF track. But 50 wasn't done yet. He doubled down, saying, "The biggest mistake I ever made was sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cowins. Her tell-all docuseries reveals the truth." And that's when everyone started wondering, what exactly did 50 mean by that? A documentary? What does 50 know that the rest of us don't? Things got wild when 50 Cent shared a phone call he had with Tammy Cowins where she sounded real close to spilling some serious tea on Big Meech. That's when folks realized this wasn't just petty drama, it was turning into a full-blown expose. What shocked everyone even more was that not too long ago, 50 and Big Meech were all smiles together in viral photos after Meech got out of prison. Nobody saw the switch-up coming until February, when 50 suddenly flipped the script and started taking shots at Meech online. Now here's where it gets shady. Meech was sentenced to 30 years back in 2008, but somehow he walked out after just 18. Let's be honest. That raised a lot of eyebrows in the streets. People started asking how that was even possible, and that's when 50 started digging deeper, convinced something didn't add up. But it wasn't just pure speculation that had 50 going off, it was the people around Meech too. See, Tammy Cowins, who'd been Meech's longtime business associate, was rumored to have flipped and started working with the feds after he got locked up. And here's the bombshell. Meech had actually sold her the rights to his life story, giving her full control over everything tied to BMF while he was still behind bars. But the deeper you dig, the messier it gets. Whack 100 even claimed that while Meech was in prison, he was allegedly feeding Tammy insider info, stuff he heard behind those walls. And supposedly, Tammy was passing that information straight to the FBI, which may have helped Meech walk free earlier than expected. And here's the wildest twist. Tammy Cowins isn't just some random business partner. She's also 50 Cent's co-producer on the Black Mafia Family TV series. Yeah, the same show that stars Lil Meech, Big Meech's own son, playing his father on screen. Tammy and Big Meech go way back. Like 2007 back. The two worked closely together, and according to their own words, their bond was way deeper than just business. If you catch my drift, there might have been a little more than contracts and meetings going on behind the scenes. And that's exactly where things start getting juicy. A lot of people believe that somewhere along the line, Tammy may have caught real feelings for Big Meech. And when emotions mix with business, things tend to blow up fast. Back in 2014, while Meech was still locked up for dealing with illegal substances, Tammy spoke openly about their connection. She told the media straight up, "I could tell you this has been one of the best experiences in my life to have him as my best friend. That's not just business talk, that's personal." So imagine this. A woman who's been loyal for years, calling you her best friend, suddenly turns her back after riding for you through everything. Yeah, you know something serious had to go down. But according to 50 Cent, Meech's biggest mistake was cutting ties with Tammy Cowins, because now she's allegedly ready to spill everything in an upcoming tell-all docuseries, and the craziest part, 50 himself is producing it. To make things even more savage, 50 hit Instagram again, posting a clip of a man admitting he's a snitch, with Big Meech's head photoshopped on it. He wasn't being subtle at all. He was sending a message loud and clear. And just when people thought it couldn't get any pettier, the street started buzzing with theories. Some say Tammy flipped on Big Meech because he tried to get his life rights back from her, even though she risked it all handling his business while he was in prison. Others think she just felt played and pushed aside after giving him years of loyalty. Either way, if Meech really was passing info while behind bars, he should have kept that between him and Tammy. Because if anyone knew the full story, it was her. Tammy spent years holding things down for him, managing his affairs, and fighting to get him out of prison. She made sure he'd still have a brand, a legacy, and a plan once he got home. But while the internet was losing its mind over the rumors, Meech didn't just sit back quietly. He came out swinging, denying all the snitch talk, saying he only got out early because of a law amendment, not because he worked with anyone.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the sign, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amaran Arena, February 13th.
But that explanation didn't sit right with folks. Why? Because court records showed that in 2021, a judge only knocked 3 years off his sentence for good behavior under the First Step Act. And let's be honest, there's a huge difference between 3 years and 12. Something wasn't adding up, and people noticed. Still, Meech wasn't backing down. He even dropped a video response addressing the snitching allegations head-on. But instead of clearing the air, it left people even more divided. Some thought he was being honest, others thought he was deflecting, and the debate just got louder. Before all that, Meech had tried to play 50 at his own game of pettiness, but let's just say it didn't go as planned. He posted an old photo of him and 50 together, but added a sticker of a rat holding cheese over 50's face with the caption, "Internet Gangster." Folks couldn't believe it. The street started laughing, saying, "Unk still trying to figure out social media?" And honestly, it backfired hard. Instead of shutting the rumors down, that post made things way worse. People didn't want jokes or memes. They wanted real answers. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get any messier, Rick Ross jumped in out of nowhere. Yeah, the boss himself popped up in a video with Big Meech promoting that Welcome Back concert set for February 13th. At that point, it wasn't just Meech versus 50 anymore. It had turned into a full-blown war between rap heavyweights. Picture this. Your friend's been holding you down for years, helping your son make money while you're locked up, keeping your name alive, and even turning your story into a hit TV show that's building your legacy. Then you finally get out after breaking the street code, and instead of making things right with that friend, you pull the pettiest move ever. You link up with his biggest enemy. Yeah, the same dude who's been dissing him for decades. Not only that, but you let that same enemy be the one to promote your concert. Can you imagine how that looked? Rick Ross, 50 Cent's longtime rival, out here proudly co-signing Big Meech and acting like he's the real one keeping it solid. But come on, everyone could see Ross was pushing his own agenda, not doing it out of loyalty. Meanwhile, 50, the man who's been supporting Lil Meech, funding his career, and keeping the BMF name alive, was watching it all unfold like, oh, so this is how it is now? And trust, 50 doesn't take betrayal lightly. Once he saw how things were playing out, he went straight for the jugular, threatening to cancel the BMF series altogether, where Lil Meech stars as his own father. That's when fans realized the situation had gone from drama to real beef. 50 even unfollowed Lil Meech on Instagram and threw extra shade in his IG story, saying, "Lil Meech gon' be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'll give Mona a call for him later today." That jab had the internet in shambles. At that point, Lil Meech knew he had to make a move, fast. He was stuck between loyalty to his dad, who had just gotten out with nothing, and protecting his own career that 50 built from the ground up. Then came the kicker, a leaked DM that 50 himself posted online, showing Lil Meech dissing both his dad and Rick Ross, practically begging 50 not to pull the plug on BMF. Here's what the leaked message said. Lil Meech wrote, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you managed to sign Baby with Rocket. I'm the one who introduced him to you when he didn't even know who you were. Now you mad at me when I take the shirt off my back for you? I can't believe this, man. You act like I'm your enemy. I've only shown you love and loyalty. I'm human, I go through my own stuff, but I never switched up on you. F. Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet stuff is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life." Whew, that message had fans stunned. Lil Meech wasn't just trying to defend himself. He was making it very clear where he stood in all this drama. He repeated again, "F. Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he could afford his bills until our next season starts," directly referencing the BMF series on Stars. You could feel the frustration. Dude was caught right in the middle of a war between his mentor and his father. At that point, it was obvious Lil Meech was under serious pressure, trying to keep peace while protecting his career. But then, 50 Cent clapped back cold as ice. His response? "What next season, little ninja?" Oof, that hit like a gut punch. It wasn't just a response, it was a warning. Fans could tell that line cut deep. It was 50's way of reminding Lil Meech who held the power over his future, and it sent shockwaves through social media. The sad part is, out of everyone tangled in this feud, Lil Meech is the one catching the worst of it, all because of his dad's choices. Here's the real deal. Many people believe that Lil Meech dissing his own father in those leaked DMs might have rubbed 50 the wrong way. Instead of seeing it as loyalty, 50 probably looked at it like, if you could turn on your pops that quick, how do I know you won't flip on me? And honestly, he's got history that makes him think that way. Remember, 50's own son, Marquise, flipped on him too, chilling with Supreme McGriff's son back in 2018, one of 50's biggest enemies. That betrayal cut deep, so watching Lil Meech clash with his dad probably felt like deja vu for him. In a recent clip floating around online, fans couldn't help but notice how defeated Lil Meech looked. Not only did his private messages with 50 get leaked, but they didn't change 50's mind about canceling BMF. The tension was real, and the fallout was ugly. Meanwhile, Boosie was out here clowning Lil Meech all over social media. He called him out for begging 50 for approval and didn't hold back with the jokes, but 50 wasn't having it. He clapped back instantly, saying, "I did more for Lil Meech than anyone in his life, Boosie." That's why he reacted that way. If he gets locked up, I'm the first one he calls to bail him out every time. When I saw him laughing at his Pops post, I said, "Oh, ish, he's a snake too, belongs with him." That statement set the internet on fire. And now that Boosie's made it clear whose side he's on, people are saying he might just end up becoming 50's next long-term rival, joining Rick Ross on the ops list. But let's be real, nobody's dethroning Ross from that top spot anytime soon. Right now, fans are split down the middle. Some say 50 has every right to be petty and take shots at anyone siding with his enemies, while others think he went too far dragging a 24-year-old into a feud that started way before he was even in the game. The drama just keeps getting deeper. And here's where it gets even messier, because now people are calling 50 a straight-up bully. Some fans are saying he's not just trying to intimidate Lil Meech, but Boosie too. They're claiming he's using his power to humiliate anyone who doesn't side with him, and honestly, opinions are split. So what do you think about this wild beef? Did 50 Cent go too far with all this big Meech drama? Or is he just standing his ground the way he always does? And is it even fair that Lil Meech is catching heat for his dad's fallout with 50? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a second of this celebrity chaos. You already know, this story's still unfolding and it's only getting crazier. See you in the next one.